Chalet Moss House, Morjim, Goa. So what's this story?
Chalet Moss became like a project which came in my lap, which in other words meant I had to design and execute. But my mind was working with two ideas. Is it possible that I build the whole structure in Mangalore?
And assemble it there.
And assemble it in Goa. So I saw this as an opportunity to somewhere achieve this. So we took up an industrial shed in Baikampadi, so where I can put up a structure within the shed, put up the entire structure here and take it to Goa. It went as per plan. Amount of detailing and insane detailing that happened here was something to another level. Every nut, bolt, every thread, every nook and corner, every literally and no exaggeration had to be thought about.
I like how you place the bricks in the pavement.
So the idea was the rainwater should be able to go through these grooves.
Brilliant, subtle detail there.
So this entire structure essentially contains a bed, a lounge chair to read books, a walk-in wardrobe, a pantry, and a nice luxurious washroom. So it was almost like a 7-star suite.
Wow, it looks like a painting.
This is taken with this mobile phone.
Oh, I see. Wow, such a beautiful property and marvelous work. So what is this opening?
So this is like a little gimmick. Actually, you don't need an opening. The glass itself gives you the view.
Right.
But I wanted a breeze. So I created a frame cut out in the glass. Within that I inserted a frame, and I have this frame. This is openable.
Frame within a frame.
Typically how you have a solid wall, then a window through which you open out to see outside. Here it is to get the breeze inside. So this door leads you out to the beach.
This is with the blinders.
This is with the blind, yeah. So as you can see, every wood is not connected with the wood. There's always a steel connector. And to show that these are two pieces, I purposely kept this gap in between to give the credit to the steel plate.
Right. And how about electrical fittings? I mean, I don't see any
wires,
extension wires.
Nothing. It was all integrated with the wood. So when you put the structure up, we had taken all the conduits on top of the wood, and it all got concealed in the puff panel itself. You don't see any wire.
Where the glow is coming from?
From the bathroom.
Okay.
So there's an LED light that is running.
It shows somebody's occupied this space.
That is one, right. And second thing is at night this becomes a night lamp.
Wow.
That's a bathroom. So that's a wash basin, that's a shower in the center, and there is a WC here.
I love this window.
And even if someone's peeping inside, all they can see is your face. And then you have this commode, then you have a little shelf there with an ashtray.
Commode is wooden?
Yeah, the seat is wooden.
This is amazing. Wow.
So this is at night.
This is a partition,
this could be lit,
right? Yes.
and this is dark.
Wow. What did your client say?
He was happy. He said, I've never seen something as beautiful as this. Because it was a fixed amount he gave me.
Can I ask how much was it? Okay, we'll come to Chalet Moss House, Morjim, Goa. So what's this story?
So the story is quite interesting because what was happening from 16 onwards was that I was getting a lot of projects. And the manner in which I practice is I work closely with site, with the craftsmen, with people, contractors on site. And as the geographical reach was going further away from Mangalore, it was getting a bit of a challenge for me. So I was trying to figure out, is there any way in which I can have same amount of control or even better without really having to engage with physical site so much? How can I reduce my site visits, or how can I reduce my presence on the site? What else can I do? Because once you're on site, the cost of your being on site is also taken care of by the clients, and it's a part of the project management. My mind was anyways working on it, and simultaneously I was working on Moss House, which was happening in north of Goa, on one of the properties on Morjim Beach. So we were building this house for one of my clients, and this entire thing was a form finished concrete structure, and it was fairly a large house, about 4,500 square feet. While this house was almost getting completed, as you might know, in Goa there is something called a CRZ, Coastal Regulation Zone. So you can't build within 500 meter mark of high tide line unless if there is an existing plinth within that 500 meter mark, which has a house number and has been paying house taxes for all these years. And if everything is legal, then you can, in the name of refurbishment or renovation, repairs, occupy one such houses. So this was one of the properties where they had a existing house, and then they took the Moss House, and then we designed the entire thing. When it got completed, the client suggested, could we not have one outhouse? And he actually wanted to put up 4-5 outhouses. This was more towards the beach. The property is a very linear, long property. It's almost a 2-acre property, and the length is almost about 500 to 600 feet, and width is about 90 feet. And it is touching Morjim Beach. The house, Moss House itself, was placed at the back of the site. That means away from the beach, but it had a beautiful view to the beach itself. Outhouses were going to be close to the beach. Now, there's another regulation where the CRZ is allowing people permission to build temporary houses, temporary structures in the name of hotels or resorts or basically to encourage tourism. So the client managed to get some permission for the temporary structures. When this project came to me, so temporary structure again has a certain definitions. What it means essentially is that anything conventionally what they consider as permanent has to have a plinth, is built with brick, stone, cement, sand, concrete reinforcement. So the idea is that you can't use any of these materials. It should be made with kit of parts. You should be able to remove it, move it, physically dislocate it. Every year you have to renew the permission for these structures.
Okay.
And so if you can prove that it can be renewed, if you can prove it can be moved, if you can prove it can be dismantled and put back again, then it will come under the category of temporary structure. Having said this,
interesting.
It can be as permanent as any other building in terms of its life.
Stability.
Just because in terms of stability, in terms of functioning, in terms of everything else. So when this project came to me and I was just wondering how to go about the whole thing, and unlike Moss House, which was built by a contractor and we were involved with project management, Chalet Moss became like a project which came in my lap, which in other words meant I had to design and execute, which was as good as turnkey the entire project.
Which is a new challenge for you.
Which was not so new because I'm used to turnkeying projects, but it was new challenge more in terms of the fact that it's located in Goa, the site. But my mind was working with two ideas. What can I do to achieve a design solution where I don't need to be literally be in Goa while this is getting built? Is it possible that I build the whole structure in Mangalore?
And assemble it there.
And assemble it in Goa. If that is achievable, then I could literally do any project up to 80%, 60%, 90% in Mangalore and build it any part of India. Where a basic 20, 30, 40% could happen on site, like let's say the plinth or something that could happen there. But the fine work, the superstructure, the furniture, doors, windows, everything could happen off site, and you just go and assemble it there. One, will save time. Second, will control the quality in a much better way. Thirdly, you will build the entire thing up in a very controlled environment with precision and without having to travel at too many places or being on too many sites, which is not possible because whatever said and done, you only have 24 hours. And there is only so much one can do. At some point of time, it will start affecting the quality. So I saw this as an opportunity to somewhere achieve this. So I explained it to the client. This is how we're going to go about the entire thing. So we took up an industrial shed in Baikampadi, which is an industrial area on the outskirts of Mangalore. Took up a large shed and put up my entire carpentry team there. Yeah, and got so where I can put up a structure within the shed. The shed should be large enough. And we bought all the wood from the sawmill. We put up our own machines. We put up the entire infrastructure to put this entire thing up. Second thing we also decided was because of the fact that it has to be assembled. What happens in case of wood to wood joineries? First of all, it is labor intensive. Secondly is when you put a particular joint of two wooden members, let's say beam and joist together, or beam and column together. Once you will have to take it out again before I go to Goa, and in this process the wood may expand, contract, whatever, and again it may or may not fit. There might be something I might lose in terms of precision. Plus the wooden members were thick and big, so there is also a chance of bending. So the idea was you can't really stop the natural behavior of a material, but you could minimize it. You could minimize the time and you could still control the quality. So then the next decision was to go with steel connectors instead of involving carpenters, wood to wood. And so we got all the steel members. And third was to get all the steel members, the gusset plates, the brackets, the connectors, laser cut. and get it dip galvanized, and then put up the entire structure here and take it to Goa. So which is exactly what happened. It went as per plan, and it was a 450 square feet structure. We went to the site, we started assembling it, and somewhere client felt that it's too small. And the whole idea was we'll finish the project here on site within 6 to 7 months and on site in 3 months. So here we took 6 to 7 months, and we went to Goa, and the project was coming up and it was getting assembled in middle of monsoon. So we had put up another large hangar-like structure using bamboo and tarpaulin to create a shed under which our entire team will work and the structure could come up. So we were doing that, and at that point of time, the client felt, no, the house, or rather this outhouse looks a little smaller. Could we make it slightly big? So this process of slightly big almost ended up becoming 1,300 square feet house, which is 3 times.
Regular house.
Then a regular house. So essentially it meant if he had the permission for one temporary structure, which was 450 square feet, we were talking about 3 such temporary structures being merged together to put it up. We did do a minor civil works on site. That means when the timber comes and rests on the ground, there were these concrete pads which were built there.
Support. So
that the wood doesn't touch the ground or does not get rotten or gets affected by termites, so on and so forth. Idea was also not to reveal the hollow plinth. So what we did was we took this entire earth berm above. So this earth berm here actually went and covered the hollow space below.
Earth berm is made of bricks?
Basically, no, it is made of soil. And there was a brick wall done to hold the soil in place. But the brickwork did not really have any foundation as such. And then you see this brick paving outside, that was an add-on later on. Right. So once you come out, it's not that you're straight on the lawn, you are into this sort of a terrace which has some sitting areas and dining and coffee table. And then you come out. So this entire structure essentially contains a bed, a lounge chair to read books, a walk-in wardrobe, a pantry, and a nice luxurious washroom. So it was almost like a 7-star suite. The complimentary part was after which every time the client came, he stayed here instead of staying in the main Moss House. And the Moss House was given to all his guests.
Compliment.
Yeah. It does come
this
from...
is my favorite, personal favorite projects.
You were talking about detailing, right?
Right.
Amount of detailing and insane detailing that happened here was something to another level. Every nut, bolt, every thread, every nook and corner, literally and no exaggeration had to be thought about.
That's what, it is like a new invention of its own.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to refer any architect's work and then copy paste here. No. It's like entirely new conceptualization in its form, but also in the sophisticated details like bolts, nuts, joints, materials, transportation, logistics. Everything is invention of its own.
Right.
So did it really pay off?
It did because we went all out, and then there was no looking back. And then we went ahead, and then because we knew the systems, what we were working with, so it was essentially within that system. And the intention was when I had designed it that tomorrow you should be able to expand it, contract it with minor modifications.
Right.
So as much as this was an experimental unit, we expanded it. We had to modify quite a few things. We were not prepared for it. And a lot of our back-end work was being handled here in the office. A lot of laser cutting, CNC cutting was happening in Bangalore. And every week somebody from here will put it in the bus and will come to Goa and will collect it there. And then things were happening. So what should have taken 3 months, almost took about 6 to 7 months on site.
So from conceptualization till finishing, 1 year?
It took 1 year. It's from 9 months. It took 1 year because of the extension of the area.
And that 1 year, did you wholly concentrate on this project, or
there were other projects going on. Okay. There were previous projects going on, and the termination of Moss House was going on. There were a couple of other projects that were happening. There was a cow shed we were doing. We were designing that. That is a part of Moon House itself.
Right.
And
so this was your leisure to push your creative boundary. You had taken this project.
Creative, management, administrative, business, all boundaries were pushed.
Okay. You wanted a good experiment.
Yeah, because it was like suddenly putting up an infrastructure. So we had to go beyond drawing board. So improvisations happened, and not entire thing was conceived in entirety in advance. most of it was conceived, but idea was conceived, the intention was conceived, the essence and concept was conceived. That helped me in going further.
I like how you place the bricks in the pavement.
So the idea was the rainwater should be able to go through.
Wow.
And you should not get wet. That was the reason we left these grooves.
Brilliant, subtle detail there. Is it is it walkable, very friendly? Is it?
Yes, absolutely.
What if there's uneven surface, uneven...
No, we compacted the ground enough to make sure that even if it became uneven, it was okay because it'll merge with the ground.
So these are all without mortar?
No, all of this is with mortar.
Okay.
This is all with mortar. Brick to brick, it's all joined together, but there's no foundation.
Right. Okay.
There's only compaction of
so
soil.
The intention of the brick is to give a boundary to this soil.
Exactly. So only brief client gave me was that tomorrow I should be able to move this structure in case the CRZ authorities ask me to.
Correct.
So every brick could be removed carefully and then maybe transported and used or reused or whatever, without damage. Some of the things you might lose, say about 10%, 15%, but 90-85% you would be able to recycle. Every member could be removed, every door and window could be removed, every handle, every floor,
it's like
every
a Lego.
switchboard, everything could be removed from me.
It's like adults Lego.
Yeah, it is. It was exactly that.
So what is the material on the roof?
So the roof is called puff panel.
Okay.
It is the same thing what you've seen in Moon House also. So it's essentially an insulated panel which is available in any length that can be transported to the site. Okay. The limitation is more to do with the truck rather than manufacturing. Right. I can manufacture 100 feet long.
What is it made from? Plastic?
So top
polymer?
is metal, bottom is PVC, in between is hard foam, which is injected in the factory.
Okay.
So it's injected like a glue and it just goes and hardens inside.
So metal to reflect the...
Metal is the top portion, reflect the heat, also to take the water. The PU, the foam inside is hard, high density foam and rigid. It's not...
To give it
heat insulation.
Yeah, insulation.
And bottom is the PVC, is like a sealing. It seals the entire thing.
Wow. So I've not heard about that material before. Yeah. What's it called?
Puff. P-U-F-F.
Okay.
P-U puff panel.
So why specifically puff rather
because
than other
what
things?
would be the replacement for Mangalore tiles? You can go with metal.
Correct.
Then you have to go with false ceiling to cut the heat down. So that's an option definitely. But here I was getting all of it ready made and there was this issue of heat as well as, so no heat coming from outside, sound also getting dampened, as well as no AC, air conditioned air from inside going out. As in the heat loss should be minimized. I would not say zero, but it's minimized to a great extent. And no maintenance.
What's the durability of it? Is it very durable?
Lifelong.
Wow. And what's the cost of it? Is it affordable?
Very reasonable. It can vary from, the ones which are manufacturing here can vary anywhere between 135 to 180 rupees a square foot. So the GI panel, like only sheets, can come to about 40-50 rupees. This is double of that, but it's giving you a thick insulated roof. Once you put it, it's over.
So you had to manufacture in Mangalore and transport?
No, here I found a manufacturer in Goa. Pavilion Industrial Estate. I went there, I spoke to them. I said, you give me the length and we'll transport it. As long as my trucks can reach there, I can transport any length you want. So we calculated the length. We told him exactly because you can't cut it.
Correct.
Because if you cut it, then you also lose the puff inside, the foam inside.
And how did you manage to insert, the coconut?
So these particular sheets are slightly short. So we ended it here, we ended it there, and then we had this tree going through.
All were pre-planned.
So there was one here, there was one there. We didn't want to cut the trees at all.
Right.
It was a part of the same thing.
And also again, too many openings leading to the landscape.
Yeah, the whole thing is it's all aluminium, it's not wood. And then it was all openable. We didn't want sliding shutters because sliding shutters has one feature rather, which is it slides and gets stacked in one end of the opening. So if your opening is 10 feet and if you have 4 sliding shutters, each one will be 2.5 feet. So at any given point of time, 2.5 feet will be always closed.
Correct.
When you slide it open. You will have only 7.5 feet open. Whereas in case of this hinge door, the entire opening will be open once you open the pane.
Have they listed it on Airbnb or something?
No. So it's a private house, so no.
So what part of it did you guys work on first? Like, do you guys put the brick on the...
Brick came right at the end.
Oh, okay. It was just a concrete pillars at the base.
First we made holes for the concrete pillars, which we call as the base foundation. And then we started putting these columns up first with the help of scaffolding.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it was like a frame structure. And within then we started inserting the floor, doors, windows, ceiling. So inside ceiling is wooden.
So you had to place this wooden structure onto a concrete column on the ground.
So it's slightly lifted off the ground.
So was there anything in between? Is just placed right on top of it without any intermediate?
There's a steel washer, like a spacer.
Mm-hmm.
So the wood is not touching the concrete directly.
Okay.
So there is a spacer in between.
Mm-hmm. So it holds the wood.
It just keeps a gap between the concrete and the wood.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So it's like not exactly an air gap, but even if the rain happened, even if the humidity happened, because of it will not touch the wood. It'll rest on the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole idea. And right at the bottom, we had filled up this entire thing with lime. Because lime kind of, it resists or not resist, the termites don't come in because of the lime.
Big problem with the wooden structures.
Any wood. So that doesn't happen. That was the whole idea. And of course, there is a hatch door in the floor below because the entire floor is hollow below. So you could open the hatch door and go through the hatch door into the floor below and maintain it and spray it once in 2-3 years. That can happen. But this is
So the main frame of the building went in first.
That's right. This vertical columns went in first.
Okay.
Horizontal beams came in later. Then the rafters happened. And then started the secondary members.
Okay. This supporting later.
This happened simultaneously because there's a long... So this rafter is connected here with another rafter. Because to get such a big length of rafter is not possible. So there's a steel plate here which joins two rafters. So as you can see, every wood is not connected with the wood. There's always a steel connector, steel connector, steel connector.
Wow, this view is nice. Again, wheeling effect from...
Yeah, so that's a air conditioner behind.
Okay.
It's a window unit. And this is from O General. O General is the only company that was giving us a 2-ton window unit which was powerful enough to control the temperature inside this entire
glass structure.
Chalet. It's got really nice high volumes.
Right.
The highest volume goes up to 15 feet.
And even the energy demand would be higher, since it's a glass structure in a tropical...
Right, but it's well covered. There is no direct sun as such. So that's not really been a problem. But one air conditioner sorted us out completely.
Okay. So what is this opening?
So this is like a little gimmick. Actually, you don't need an opening. The glass itself gives you the view.
Right.
But I wanted a breeze. So I created a frame cut out in the glass. Within that I inserted a frame and I have this frame. This is openable.
Frame within a frame.
Frame within a frame. And it's openable.
It's like a window.
Typically how you have a solid wall, then a window.
Right.
Through which you open out to see outside. Here, it is to get the breeze inside.
Right.
And
right
it is within a transparency, another transparency. So it's a bit
if the breeze gets into this window...
And you're sitting right there. This is a sofa.
Right.
A single sofa where like you could sit and listen to music.
Natural air conditioner.
Absolutely.
And where does the air moves out from the
So there are windows on the other, there are doors. But usually it's all air conditioned. So no need to.
Right. So this is another portion of the structure.
So this door leads you out to the lawn or towards the beach. Because once you enter from the northeast, this is the western gate, and you can just come out.
So this is the north side, right? This way.
Back side is north. This is west.
This is okay.
This is facing the beach. The beach is on the west.
Wow, looks good on the night time.
Yeah. I'll show you the exact location of on the Google. So this is the road. That's the beach road. Morjim Beach Road. This is Chalet. This is Moss House. And this is the Chalet Moss. This whole thing is the property.
How far is from Moss House to Chalet House?
About 120 feet.
Okay. Feet. Okay.
120 to 140 feet. So this whole thing from here to here is 600 feet.
Wow.
So about 150, 180 feet. It's a nice walk through the garden. And then you have this and then you have this beach.
Wow. It looks like a painting.
This
in
is
the night.
It's beautiful. And there is no exaggeration. It is in fact, this is taken with this mobile phone.
Oh, I see. Wow.
It is not taken with a proper camera. So when we are working on site, we literally document our project.
Such a beautiful property and marvelous work.
No, this
it
was
matches
really
everything. Even the landscape is beautiful, and your work is exceptional, and both in the right combination. And
I would say the site was very inspiring.
I mean, if you get such a site, it put an extra added pressure on you, right? To get things right.
It kind of, the pressure happens when you get a nice site and there is no trust. If the site is nice and you know what can happen, then it just flows out. But that point of time, his client is willing to trust you. It's like icing on the cake.
Right.
And that's what it was.
And how many trial and error happened? I mean, you had to build so many smaller structure and then, okay.
So here I could say it just went in one shot. I was very happy with Moon House and this. Because here I relied a lot on my own experience of the past in terms of project management, in terms of construction, in terms of being on the site. It was a test in that sense. If at all there was a challenge, it was the challenge there.
And how many craftsmen did it employ here?
So same set of carpenters who were there for Moon House were there here. Same
was it a different set of challenge this time? For them?
Because this is all new timber. This is not old at all. This was all mahogany, bought in Mangalore and taken there. So challenge was not, it was reduced literally. So the initial part of experiments with wood and steel was done in Moon House in small bits and pieces, if you see behind.
Right.
But that idea caught on to me. My mind was already working on putting up structures in remote areas.
Why not put this in the big scale?
And when I got this opportunity, I went all out. And by this time, the carpenters were already trained. They had already gone through one experience. Not one, actually, they've built with me on 2-3 projects. So due credit to them. And my electrician was the same. My plumber was the same. My aluminum guy is the same. The polishing, there's no much painting. There is a polishing guy who were also the same people who have been working with me. So my familiarity was the team. But my unfamiliar zone was the whole language. Because now typically what happens when you build a house or any project, you take something called as market rate. You go to the contractor and they will ask you, there is a market rate for brickwork, there is a market rate for laterite, double coat plaster, single coat plaster. Now that happens when there is something like this existing in the market. What if something is not existing? Then there is no market rate. Then how do you decide on any rate? So those entire zone of construction to design itself was completely new. So I had to have something which was familiar. I can't be unfamiliar in the unfamiliar zone everywhere, with people also, with team also, as well as with the design also. That could go a bit berserk. I did not have the time to indulge myself into such a luxury. Someday I might. At the moment, no. And I have no regrets. Given a choice, I'll again work with the same set of carpenters, same set of...
So when we talk about modern regionalism here, so modern is obvious, glass in the terms of material.
Right.
So what is the regionalism in this structure?
Honestly, in this particular structure, other than this entire idea of layering, which I could again, and the fact that it's tropical, but generalized tropical, it is not very Goan in nature. Unlike the Kavi house, which I said is very much a Kerala house, and the Rajasthan was very much a Rajasthan house.
Correct.
I'll not say this is regional in terms of it's a Goan house. It's tropical. So the whole idea was, because this unit is so mobile in its conception, that it can be anywhere. It could be in Kerala, it could be in North Goa, South Goa, it could be in Alibag, it could be in Mangalore.
Right.
So intention was to come up with a system that could allow it could make itself flexible. So it's like car. Now car is not regional, car is universal. Skoda or a Maruti or which works in New York will work in Gulf, will work in India. So of course I'm not generalizing it to such an extent. I can't imagine a structure like this in Rajasthan.
Right, absolutely.
I can't imagine a structure like this in Gujarat or a hot region. But tropical region, heavy rainfall region, this project we can adjust itself.
Didn't it give you worry, like employing a lot of glass here that in Goa, and did you have to cover the scout the landscape, think twice before employing glass here?
So essentially, if you look at it, the glass is not much. It is pretty much same as a moon house is. Only the reason why you don't see much glass there is because there is double layer shutters. You have a glass and you have solid outside.
Right.
So you don't see that. But in terms of proportion of the glass, it is the same. Now, if I want privacy, I just put the roller curtains down. So remember that I was telling you about this veil, the idea of veil, and you have... So there I don't have curtains.
Right.
Here I do have curtains.
Wow, so beautiful.
So everything is kind of, connected, like kit of parts. It's really like it is. And this lamp, this is the extra lamp, which I landed up here.
Okay.
And then you have this plywood, which is painted white. And then you have the
This is the false ceiling, right?
This is a false ceiling.
Okay. And why did you decide to make it parallel to the foam roof above, puff roof above?
Which one parallel?
So parallel... This plywood parallel
it was
to
simple. The structure is at a certain angle. I put the plywood on top and I put puff panel on top. It was simple.
So same that gives extra space for insulation, right? Right.
So that is what took care of it. But when it's raining and raining really heavy, you do get the sound.
A lot of noise on the metal.
It kind of dampens it, but still it does not make it zero.
Right. But nice.
Yeah, it does happen.
You need rain noise, but not too much.
Not too much. I mean, it gets onto you only when you're talking to somebody and you're not able to hear the person.
Did you also experiment the how much noise it would make if the water falls over the roof?
We did. So we were using this car wash to clean the roof. Okay. Because initially after a monsoon, it did become a little dirty. It does take moss somehow because of the dirt that gets collected, then the moss grows. So
that's why it's called Moss House.
That's why it's called Moss House. Exactly.
Okay.
Because moss grows everywhere. There's nothing you can do about it. And moss name came with the Moss House because there it's all exposed concrete. But I didn't want to use which was grey color concrete.
Right.
So what we did was we added a little green tint to it. So it's concrete but little greenish in tint. And why does this green happen? Because of this landscape around. Because of the moss around. And that's how the name comes Moss House. And this becomes Chalet Moss. It's a small extension.
So you were experimenting with the car wash.
So when we did the car wash, we were okay. There was no sound actually. There was a little humming.
You didn't hear any complaints.
No, we could just
customer.
But when client. It poured once or twice, torrential, like non-stop, car wash is no match to it. It was another level altogether. But that noise we could hear in the Moss House also, which had a concrete roof. So this happens like almost like a cloud burst.
This puff roof could withstand such a heavy downpour.
Absolutely.
Wow.
In terms of taking care of the rain, no issue. But the sound would be felt strongly. And because it's puff panel, you felt it. Imagine if it was just a metal sheet like the car park.
Right.
Then there's no way you could hear anything.
Okay. Tell me about these lamps. Are they ceramic?
No, this is just simple metal lamps, and there are small 5 bulbs inside. And then you just take this plastic away and you can see those bulbs, and simple. Just wanted to keep it very low on maintenance. And one of the things with most of my projects are that since they're located in remote areas, clients are in Mumbai, project is in Goa, I am located in Bangalore. And as luck could have it, or as bad luck could have it, every time something goes wrong with any project, the clients don't call the contractors, they call us. And which I understand. When there is a project like this, when I'm building, I don't want anything to go wrong. I don't want to go running to attend to smallest of the problems. And touch wood, I never got a call for this house. But every time there is a contractor involved, I have got calls. And I have to tell them, is it design related or is it construction related? If it is construction related, talk to the contractor.
Because it was their choice.
Because I told them this is what you need to do. I can give them instructions. I can tell them the sequence of work. I can tell them how to coordinate, how to go about it. But finally, when it happens, it's in their hands. For example, if they're putting a plaster, I can tell them it has to be in perfect line and plumb. That they'll do. I'll even tell them the mix of the sand and cement should be 1:3, 1:4. But whether they do 1:3 or 1:4, there is no way for me to check. So if they put 1:8, 1:6, I can specify use river bed sand. That means it should come from river, not backwaters, because backwaters has sand, salt in it. So things like that. Now, if they are doing it, there is no control I have.
Right.
In such a situation, if something goes wrong, you need to contact the... But there's a typical story. Gulshan faces it. I face it. Everyone faces it. So,
and how about electrical fittings? I don't see any
wires,
extension wires.
Nothing. It was all integrated with the wood. So when we put the structure up, we had taken all the conduits on top of the wood, and it all got concealed in the puff panel itself. You don't see any wire.
So the wire cavity is required for wire. It's everything inside the wood.
So for example, this is wooden member, and I'm putting one ply from here, one ply from here. I would leave little gap in between where I would run the conduit. And then it'll get covered with puff panel. So it's concealed, and I've taken a hole through the wooden members through which the wire was taken down. And that's it.
And where and all electrical work required? Okay, fan, lamps, TVs,
air conditioning, foot lamps. There are switchboards below. There are plug points below.
And these are the switchboards?
Then there is this lamp here next to the bedside lamps. Pretty much electricals how you have in a room, you have here.
So every electrical output you had to plan where the electrical points would come up.
Yes.
Nice. So this is whole one room, right?
That's one large big room.
Big room. Bed. Bed, sitting area,
chaise, sitting a lounge, then one single nice comfortable chair there, air conditioning here. Then you'll see the other pictures which will show you
see.
These are the lamps. This glass partition is between the bathroom.
Where the glow is coming from?
From the bathroom.
Okay.
So there's an LED light that is running.
It shows somebody's occupied this space.
That is one, right. And second thing is at night this becomes a night lamp.
Wow. Okay. So you don't need to on the torchlight to go into the bathroom.
Exactly. It just guides you there. And it gives a very subtle glow to this room as well.
Beautiful. So this glass would protect it from the north side.
Even below these joists, you can see a light. This is one light.
Wow. Now I noticed
There's another light.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
And there is a light above this also, which lights up the up. It's an up lighter and a down lighter.
That was also pre-planned.
Everything.
So how did you play with the lighting? Did you have to experiment the lighting in Mangalore itself?
No. So it was.
So you had an intuition on how would light play out.
Most of it was intuitive, and then it was all not that all the lights come on together. Sometimes this up lighter comes on, sometimes the down lighter comes on, sometimes only the lamps are on. Sometimes two of the three
how
are on.
How is that so?
You can choose.
Okay.
Which lights to put on.
There are switches too.
There are switches. There are switches everywhere.
Okay, if I want just this streak of light, there is switch just to on this.
Just to on. When you on this, all the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 will come on. Then there's another switch where the top light will come on. Then there are switches where these will come on.
Wow.
Then there are switches, the footlight will come on. These are footlights.
Isn't it a complication for electrical guys?
No.
They handled it smoothly.
If you have worked out your routing and you tell them this is how it has to be done, they will work it out.
Wow.
This entire thing was done by one electrical guy. I just told my contractor, give me one guy. His name is Mushtaqeen.
Where is he from?
A young guy, tough UP. And very hard working, works with his own hands, understands electricals extremely well. I said, just give it to me. And that's all. I just worked with him.
Wow.
Once in a blue moon, when he had to do some major work for a few days or a week, he would get a helper from Mumbai. He'll come help him, and rest of the entire stuff was done by him.
So these are LEDs?
These are LEDs.
Wow. So total 3 openings, 1, 2 and
3. Yeah. And these are also openings in a way. This also opens out. It's a top hung window.
Okay. You can also exit and enter from there.
No, you can't enter exit from there because there's a sofa here.
Right.
Enter exit will happen here or from that side.
And this is also rollable.
This is rollable. Yeah. So that becomes the lounge. That's the bed, side table. Those are the lamps. And that goes into the wardrobe. You enter from here.
Okay. So you enter from here to
so once you've entered, you open these doors.
Right.
Then you can come out, go in. That's up to you.
So there's a partition, right? Let's see what's there on the other side.
Sure. So this is from the extreme corner, southwest corner. When you look
it's
in
from
northeast,
the window, right? This
that's
window.
a little pantry here.
Wow, I like the furniture. Stainless steel?
No, this is all just laminates.
Laminates.
I don't believe in modular kitchens. I don't buy them.
Right. German kitchens.
No, I make them.
Interesting. And how about this opacity?
This is toughened glass, which has got this laminate, and so basically laminate between two glasses sandwiched. So laminate does not get scratches.
Okay.
And that's it.
Nice. And how thick are this glass?
6 mm, 6 mm, so total 12 mm.
Okay. Why that particular thickness?
Usually with a standalone glass, you can go with 8 mm also, toughened glass, but lamination 12 mm is what we prefer because transportation, once it's in its place, then 8 mm will do. But you have to account for the fact that it's getting toughened, it's getting laminated, it's coming from Mumbai, wherever.
Installation.
So, and then from the offloading of the truck to all the way till the side. Truck doesn't come till here.
Was that the difficult part to install? I mean, what would you say installing glass was the toughest part of doing?
Not really. Structure? This is actually very small glass compared to the glass sizes these people are used to.
Okay.
So these sofas these are nice, beautiful, very comfortable armchairs we got from Detail, Kochi. This table was designed by me.
Why there? From there, like why?
We were looking for chairs. See, chair design is a world in itself. It's as complex
big rabbit hole.
It's a big, and I've been designing one chair for last 20 years. So getting
why chairs are such a sophistication?
Because
but the simple function is to sit.
No, it's just getting it right, scales, proportions, and something that's original, something that has not been done before. It takes time.
And also evoke a different emotion from human. So what does this chair stand for? Like, what do they, how do you describe these chairs?
So if you look at the chair and its stance, it gives you that feeling of relaxation. It just evokes, you go and see there is want to sit down and just spread your legs. So with a glass of beer or just a smoke or just sit and stretch your chair on the table and just go off to sleep. So if you see this picture from the front, these side ones are like ears, and you could just rest your head and just go to sleep.
Nice.
So it just gives you that.
So feeling. How long did it take to decide the chair?
Me and Joanne had gone to Cochin. We spent one entire day in their factory where they manufacture, assemble, their showroom. There was one architect who was assigned to us. He took us around. We went through this entire thing, shortlisted a few, discussed, brainstormed between us, and then we finally focused on this.
This is with the blinders?
This is with the blind, yeah. That's the bathroom. So you enter from the entrance straight into this. There's a glass door here. So that's a wash basin. There's a shower in the center. And there is a WC here.
I love this window. Such a beautiful
So when you stand, you see. And even if someone's peeping inside, all they can see is your face. Nothing much.
Right.
And this is looking other way around. So this little chaise I had designed to keep all the towels and this napkins. And then there is one glass partition again, which is right in front of the shower area. This shower area is similar to that Kavi house,
right.
which is grill, and then there is a drain below. And then you have this commode, then you have a little shelf there with the ashtray.
Commode is wooden?
Yeah, the seat is wooden.
Wow. This is amazing.
Yeah, the seat is wooden there. It's PU coated, so it is as good as your regular seat.
So this is shower. Here is a wash basin supposed to be, right? And nice color, nice choice in the lighting.
Yeah, simple lights.
Yeah.
This is the.
Why did you choose to place here the light?
So there are two lights, one here, one at this other end, and then there are these track lights on top.
Yes. Okay. There is another opening leading to the west side, to the beach, right?
So behind these glass doors is a full-length mirror. So once you shut the door, it becomes like a full-length mirror So one of the requirements from the lady was that, Goa is no more what it used to be, where people came and just in a wraparound went to the beach and then in a swimwear went to the ocean. The sunbathing days are gone. Now people come here, they dress up, they go to clubs, dance clubs, pubs. They dress up as well as they would do in Mumbai, Delhi, wherever. So we want something where we can look at ourselves. So it's something completely new for me, that in a weekend house, in a Goan house, in a holiday home, in a luxury, let's say this thing, they wanted a mirror, full length mirror. So there is a mirror right behind this door, which is full length. So you could literally do a catwalk.
Wow.
So this is at night.
This is a
that
partition,
this could be lit,
right? Yes.
and this is dark.
Wow. So didn't it occur that you need to have one more compartment? Like this is just two, right?
Just two.
Was that decision simple enough to go with the two?
You mean another room?
Yeah. In a
So
sense, yes.
for the function of this nature, where you're looking at 1 day or 2 day of come and stay, holiday, chill.
That was initial function,
for a couple,
intention
for
the
a
client.
couple with a kid or whatever. That is all they wanted. So in a typical 5-star suite or a 7-star suite, all you have is a lounge, a bed, a place to read, watch television, and the luxury of the garden, then the luxury of the beach.
Right.
And what more do you want? So this was anyways much better than any of these 5-star, 7-star hotels. So that was that. If anything that was missing, we kept contemplating over it. Should we keep a study table? Just to complete that idea of every suite has a study table.
Right,
but then I said, no, I mean, this is completely misplaced. And they want to read something anyways. Everyone carries a notebook or a laptop or on their mobile phone. So this is enough. So this is at night.
It doesn't make sense to study here. You have a wonderful beach and landscape here. Why would you study here?
True.
Nice
So
choice
one of the
with
challenges
the
was to come up with design of this bed, which I designed. Because to come up with a design of a bed which goes with the language of this entire nut and bolt structure.
Can you repeat?
So to come up with a bed that goes with this language of this entire structure.
So you mean consistency in design?
Consistency in the design, in the language, and you carry this entire gene of the house into its offspring called bed, let's say.
Wow. Okay.
So entire bed was designed with the same nut and bolt.
Okay.
Everything was literally connected.
You mean these nut bolts?
You see these nut bolts on top, and then this entire thing was designed and connected to the frame, and frame was connected with a nut bolt.
So bed is the extension from the wooden. Okay, it was not bought.
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
No, absolutely.
Bed is the extension from the timber
it is resting
itself.
on these columns. The back side of the bed is resting on these columns. The front has got 2 legs, and then this entire thing is connected to that frame.
Wow. And what is this?
This is a frame, and it's got wicker work inside. That's it. We again found somebody in Goa locally who does the wicker work, because they revive a lot of old Goan Portuguese chairs, easy chairs, lounge chairs. So luckily we found somebody who did it for us.
Too much reflections. Right?
These lamps are industrial lamps.
Yeah.
They are used by fabricators.
So why did...
And these fabricators... basically, when they are doing this turning and machining of the thing, they have this lamp which comes down, they use it.
Just like podcast mics, and we can move.
It's a very industrial in nature. So they're so beautiful. All I did was added 1 or 2 arms extra. Normally they have 2 arms. I added 2 more arms and then created nothing. That entire field, see, remotely if you see, the entire structure has a very subtle industrial gene to it. This whole thing
you wanted it to complement with the glass.
Somewhere it goes with this idea of industrial in nature.
And the bed cloth?
This we bought locally from a lot of these shops were there. So this bed covers, bed sheets, pillows, pillow covers, they were all bought locally. All these daris and foot mats were again bought online or from local shops.
Wow. So mud below is protected from brick and lawn here.
Yes, exactly.
So even with the heavy rainfall, doesn't erode much.
Nothing. It's all grass that is holding it. So nothing happens.
Let's see the sophistication in the joints.
Details,
Wow. So did you get this knowledge of joining wood to wood, like through steel? Just from Moon House, is it? Before that, have you worked on this such joints?
I've worked at smaller scales. I've been doing something of this nature for many years. But Moon House was one area where I used little more extensively, and then used that entire thing as a system for this project.
Yes.
And to show that these are 2 pieces, I purposely kept this gap in between.
Right.
So even though it's one member, there's a gap. What is making it one is the steel plate. So to be honest to the steel plate, to give the credit to the steel plate,
Right.
we kept the gap in between. So it's like you acknowledge the fact that, boss, you're doing this job. Wood is not doing the job.
Right, right. How thick is the steel?
About 6 mm to 8 mm.
And each, how heavy are these
2
timbers?
inches is thickness, 2 by 7.
Okay. The timber is 2 inches
2 inches
thick.
by 7 inch.
Okay. And 30 feet, no, not 30,
20, so 26 feet.
26
so everything would
feet.
be, with the weight of the steel, would be about 60 to 70 kgs.
Oh.
80, no more.
If we have to disassemble the structure, this is how you
Open
play
the nut
with
bolts.
nut bolts. Okay, wow. So have you given them a manual? So suppose the structure
Them I
has
have
to
not
be
given because I still own the design.
Oh,
So
wow.
this design I can
and-
give it to you also. Tomorrow you come and tell me.
I would really love to buy it.
I want to build exactly the same
Yes,
house. I'll give the
yes.
manual to you.
Yes,
The copyrights of the design still lies with me.
that's a great decision.
In this project, yes.
Right, that's a great decision.
I can't do that with Moss House. I
Right.
can't do with Moon House. But this particular, because it's designed like a product.
This is a complete invention of its own.
Yep.
So it deserves you.
No,
I mean,
this
you
was
have
like
gone-
heart and soul complete. The whole
Yes.
studio, every one of... so Farhan was the project architect.
Mm-hmm.
Joanne was involved with this entire project from beginning till the end. So all the furniture, products, everything, Joanne was there. The entire designing and on site, it was Farhan who was there. Later, Joanne joined us and she was also there with this project. And all this machining, all the laser cutting, all the coordination work in Mangalore was done by her. And I was like back and forth
these screws
between...
are customs or
A lot of it was custom design.
wow.
A lot of it was bought from the market straight away.
Love the detailing here.
Yeah.
Here, it takes a lot of wisdom, right? How did you figure these things
Wisdom
out?
is too big a word. But yeah, it was a lot of it got evolved while we were doing it. It was not something which was we had the clarity from the beginning. This metal, when it bends, we had a choice of touching the metal to the wood. But then what would happen is, if I touch the metal to the wood, metal may corrode. If it corrodes, it will cause brown marks, stains on the wood.
Wood, okay.
So this spacer that you see in between is aluminum.
Wow, so thoughtful.
So even if it corrodes the aluminum, that will maybe get stained, and aluminum itself doesn't get corroded at all.
But wood is the focus.
Yeah. So we had to keep thoda distance from these two.
Wow. You thought about this even before it was assembled there.
Right here. When
Right
the
here.
workshop was going
Wow.
on, when we were assembling it, that's when I thought. First, we were thinking of other materials. We thought wood. What if we make this out of wood itself or PVC? But then in PVC, when you tighten the nut too tight, it may crack. Same thing might happen with wood. So we had to have something which is hardy like metal, but doesn't have the issues of metal. So that's when this happened.
Still gives extra support as well.
And yeah, exactly.
And did you change any part of it from conception to implementation there? Is it 100% executed?
It
Just
is
like
exactly
it is?
what I was conceived.
Wow.
But we improvised on it there. So some detail had to be improved. Some of the details were not worked out at all till the time we reached there. For example, see, here there is no problem. The rains usually come from southwest. So it comes and thrashes the roof and will fall off.
Right.
But reverse monsoon, towards the end of monsoon, comes from north.
This way.
So what happens at this junction? We had to work out a detail where the water does not go because wood. It should not go inside the house. So we had to design, improvise.
So there is no separation from bound. There is no... Oh, this is the opening, is it?
Outside. Inside there is a glass.
Okay.
So between the glass and the roof sheet, we had to have something. There is no cement. Otherwise, typically they put the cement and seal it.
Right.
Though it's a bad detail because it doesn't work too long. So we had to work out something with metal itself where it gets completely watertight. So those detailings happened here on site.
What did you guys use for separation?
With aluminium flashing, but it was designed in such a way
it's not visible.
It is not visible, and yet even if the water goes inside, it will not go into the space, it'll be taken away completely.
Why 5 in number?
No particular reason. It could be 6, it could be 7 also. It was just that we had an X amount of metal plate on both the sides, and then we had to keep some distance in between for our spanner to go and turn. Keeping that space in mind, we realized we can manage 5 easily.
Right.
That's it.
So very sure about that steel structure of that length can handle the weight of the wood, and
that much it could handle.
Sure.
It is, if anything, it is overstructured. We had to account for factor of safety. So when you account for factor of safety, you always take, say, if you're supposed to take 5 kgs of load, we calculate for 20 kgs.
Did you carry out experiments here on the load part?
Nothing.
Like, did you guys subject it to load bearing? I mean, like, load to test out how much?
There was no engineer involved in this entire project.
Wow.
The only thing that was involved was me and whatever I had known in the past. This I can proudly say it, not to take anything credit away, because in all other projects we had engineers.
Right.
This was one project where I could test myself out completely. So, yeah, these are the sketches initial.
So these are the human.
Yeah.
How did it feel after completing this project?
Oh, it was like we had a big party. So this is the first time I kept an open house where I invited all my, of course my team was there. Other than my team, all my ex-team members, all my close friends and their parents. And I said, please get them. So it was like they were there for a day or two. They came, they saw the project, they saw Moss House, and it was also important for me somewhere to tell them, look, this is the kind of practice I've had where your kids were involved with for 5 years, 8 years, 7 years, 3 years. Sometimes because this question was always there in their minds. What are kids doing? What kind of practice are they part of? Why is he practicing the way he's practicing? Why do we work till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock? Why don't we have a normal timing to go at 7 o'clock? Then after a point, fortunately, most of the people who work with me, most of their parents have kind of, as much as they had this reservation about late working, they left the decision to the kids. No, if you feel it's right, go ahead and do it. So in a way, it worked in my favor. But somewhere, I'm not saying I felt answerable, but I just felt like explaining. After seeing this, I could tell them, I hope you realize why it takes a certain time. Because at the end of the day, I only have 24 hours. In 24 hours, I had to extract out certain amount of intensity. I can't. I don't work like a commercial firm where you're doing 20, 30, 40, 50 projects and you're churning out things. So basically, amount of time that goes into one project is equivalent to doing 40 projects with less detailing, less thought, and somehow churning out the drawings and making it happen on site,
What did your client say?
He was happy. He was on seventh sky. He said, I've never seen something as beautiful as this. He said, in fact, normally when you do a project, you decide specifications that I'll have this flooring, I'll have this. He didn't know. He came and told me, Girish, if you wanted to, because it was a fixed amount he gave me, that this is the money, I want this entire thing to be over. He did not decide specs. So when I gave him, he saw, I never expected you would give me wooden flooring, that to real wood flooring.
Wow.
You would never imagine you would give me curtains and sofas.
So it felt like over-delivering.
Yeah, because most of the architects would say, I'll give you architecture, but loose furniture, fixed furniture is extra. This is extra. That. So lamps, books, ashtrays, fork, knife, spoon, plates, quarter plates, cups, glasses, fridge, everything was delivered to them.
So
there was nothing
since
left.
You have the design.
Yeah.
So if I had a property like that and if I had such a similar requirement, how much would it cost? You may end up at least 2-3 clients here.
Really difficult.
Would you like to do such projects ahead, like build on such things?
So, if I have to do the same thing, I've done the portfolio. Now I'll hand it like a catalog to them because now there is nothing creative for me left.
Right. It is already created. It is just a recreation.
First time it was good.
Right.
Second time it'll be good for making money, but no creative satisfaction.
Yes.
So I'll give them the catalog.
But you should capitalize on your creativity. You have spent
so
time
I'll give
here.
them I'll sell them at a good price.
Mm-hmm.
You do it.
But
I will not
execution-
involved with the execution now.
But what do you recommend? Like, if I personally want this project,
one Chalet Moss.
yes, one Chalet
I would
Moss.
say don't go for it.
Okay.
The reason is, when we did this Chalet Moss, I had to create an entire infrastructure just for this Chalet Moss, like a workshop. Then what are you looking at? Cost of rental, electricity,
Right.
my travel back and forth. Then getting carpenters. I mean, all of this was
That was included in client's budget, or it
in
was
that
from
budget.
your
I don't know.
project?
It was like one budget. Everything had to be delivered
Wow.
within that.
Even logistics was taken care.
Everything. There was zero. This is one stop shop. You
Can I
calculate-
ask how much was it?
I'll come to that.
Okay.
So what happens is, if it is one project, then the cost is very high.
Mm-hmm.
But if in the same infrastructure I can create 6 cottages,
Mhm.
that was the idea. Initially, the idea was to create 6 outhouses.
Mhm.
Then the entire cost would have come down by 40 to 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine entire loading happening only on one project.
Right.
That was not fair in that sense.
Yeah, they had to change
Because
decision.
in 1 year, if I could do one project, in 1 year I could also do 6 projects.
Mhm.
It did not do much for me. So the cost I incurred at that point of time, because it's all wood, all landscape, everything, and I'm talking about 22 is when we finished, was almost about 13,000 rupees a square foot.
Mm-hmm. This is 3,000 square foot.
This is not 3,000, this is 1,300 square feet.
1,300 square
So
foot.
almost 1.1 plus CR,
1 plus CR.
which is inclusive of everything.
Yes.
The food, travel, stay,
Mhm.
our stay, everything. Labor, material, landscaping, loose furniture, fixed furniture, lighting, painting, polishing, sawmill, wood, workshop, rental. And we took up a guest house. So our guest house ka cost for 6 months there. Our cost of
Logistics,
the
transport.
laborers,
Mm-hmm.
their stay, their food, their travel. So all this put together. But now imagine if I were to do it 6 times, this cost can come down to about 9,000 to 10,000 rupees a square foot for the wooden structure.
Mm-hmm.
If you make it concrete, it'll come down by another 1,000 rupees. That is, now you add the inflation from 22 onwards, that the cost. So I would say it's a feasible thing
Right.
for one-off project.
Nice. Should find a nice landscape. Yes. Can have a tea, sir.
Yeah, no, I normally take cold.
Yes.
So see, every time you make a new model of a car,
Right.
it'll cost you a bomb.
Right.
You
right.
recover the cost in mass production.
True.
And because all your experiments, all your innovations, all your mistakes happen here. Now I know where I'll not go wrong. Now I
Right,
know where I
right.
went wrong. Now I know how to cut the cost down.
Right.
And you can't keep your hands tied and do something like this. You have to keep things very flexible.
Mm.
Only then you can be a little creative about it.
Suppose if you had to capitalize on this, you said you wouldn't want to get into execution part. You just sell off the design.
Yeah. I've already told
So
people.
how would you instruct execution to the
So
client?
I have a complete catalog with every detail in it.
Contact number, material sourcing,
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that is minor.
Even the screw size,
Number of screws, number of washers, number of plates, number of wood, size of the wood, quality of the wood, details, everything with
Oh
the
my
photograph.
God.
Everything is there in that catalog. You can see it and you can build it. Do it yourself.
Is it in your computer?
It's there on my hard copy and computer as well. I'll show you. It's here.
Let's see how it looks like. Catalog maintenance. Oh, okay, that way. Wow.
This is a 13-meter long drawing. 13 meter is 42 feet. Nobody can copy from here, so I put it up here
Right,
because the
right.
numbers are. By the time you enlarge it,
Yeah.
you're lost.
Yeah.
So these are the working drawings.
Too much. Oh my God. So if you were to approximately say how much hour of work you have put into this whole project, end to end, from conception, ideation to execution, how much would you say? How many hours?
All the hours you could calculate.
It took you 1 year, so maybe
You calculate on an average, let's to be very fair, 8 hours, 6 hours a day
On this
every day for 1 year you calculate.
1 year.
Because I am there, Farhan's there,
Oh,
Joanne is
right,
there.
right.
I'm
6
putting
hours.
one person hours. If I start putting all 3 people, Farhan was there 24/7.
Okay, wow. We'll put 300 hours. Sorry, 300 days, 6 hours.
Not 300 days, you put, say 200 days.
Okay.
200 days.
6 hours each.
Discount his Eid and his Ramzan and
yeah.
my Diwali and Joanne's Christmas.
Yes.
Minus all of that.
Yes.
So then how much? So 200 hours into 200 days
hours.
into 6 hours. So that comes to how much? 1200 hours.
1,200 hours
has gone in. Then my carpenters, then other people are all.
After your tea, we will get into cowshed.